Hey Nick,
Hey, Wyatt.
what is a sea monster's favorite lunch?
What is a sea monster's favorite lunch? You got me.
It's fish and chips.
Uh,
We don't have it yet. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another riveting episode of We Don't Have It Yet. I am Wyatt here with my good buddy Nick. How we doing, Nick?
Me, Nick, good.
Nick is good. We've got an exciting episode for you today. Uh, so we didn't get a chance to talk about this last week. We went to a fantastic Chinese buffet. Let's talk a little bit about that. Going into some less happy news, Plex is tripling the cost of their lifetime membership. Are video games reaching the breaking point of, I guess, return on investment when it comes to graphical fidelity? And is GTA 6 the last video game of its kind? Nick, let's
You.
talk Chinese food.
Oh, I love talking Chinese food.
So,
Wild Chinese food.
yes, we spent last weekend, as you may have known, if you listened to our last podcast, at the Lodi Golden State Pinball Festival over in Lodi, California. Beautiful area, super fun getting to hang out with friends, and throughout the entire weekend, it was either me driving with Joe or driving with John, or then driving by with you. Every time we came to the fairgrounds, we drove past this restaurant called Wild Chinese Buffet, and I don't think there was a single time that one of us drove by it without someone commenting, "What is that? We really need to check that out."
I mean, it's
And
it's it's brilliant marketing 101.
yeah,
What about that
absolutely.
buffet is wild? Why is it a wild Chinese buffet? I need
Yeah.
to know.
Is it like the Wild West? Are people gonna have, like six shooters on their hips?
Well, I
Is
mean,
it just
it's
wild food? What
you
do we
you
know?
see, number one Chinese buffet. That's a very common name, so everybody
Yeah,
thinks they're the best. These guys are like, screw that. We're
we're
wild.
we're wild.
We're wild.
This ain't no domesticated Chinese food. This
Yes,
is wild Chinese food.
absolutely.
So it wasn't only us that noticed it, but some of our compatriots, namely Sue, also had pointed this out. He was like, "We really need to go eat at this place." And we all wrapped up Sunday from the pinball festival, which we recorded on Saturday last week, right?
No, we recorded
Did we record on
Sunday
Sunday?
after we took everything down. Yeah, after we
Oh,
were
was it
all
after? Okay, yeah.
yeah, we were all like, holding down pop tents in the wind and trying to make sure they didn't fly away. And once we got those down, you and I decided that we should record in the car because it was too damn windy to be able to walk around.
You were right, yeah. So I guess yeah, we've pretty much caught everyone up on that. So the only thing that we didn't really get is the Chinese buffet because I believe it was probably only a couple hours after we recorded that we finished helping load stuff up, and sadly, neither you nor I nor Joe and Sam won the pinball raffle, which
Horseshit.
we were so close. We could have had it. I think we probably could have overpowered them and
What
taken
did
the
you
pinball
say?
machine if we
Like,
really wanted it.
basically, you were holding like all the tickets that Joe had purchased, and you're like, if he had waited 5 minutes later, he would have won. I mean,
Yep.
it's one of those what ifs, but it was
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah, he was within, I think he was within 20 numbers or 25. It was within like another $100. If you would have spent another $100 or waited probably like 3 or 4 minutes and bought his roll of tickets,
Ugh.
but I'm okay with that because he wanted us to, go up and accept the prize and then immediately auction it off. And
Well, I, well,
that's,
it was very easy for me, and you got like these hundreds of people standing there waiting for them to read the numbers, and I had my one ticket, and they're like, "All right, and the winner is one," and I'm like, "Well, I'm done. Mine starts with two." You know,
yeah. At least your hope was already dashed right at the
yeah, it was
beginning.
dashed immediately. I can turn around now.
Yeah, I was
No,
getting a
but
little nervous.
it was funny to me that like you and I had noticed the wild Chinese buffet, and then as the weekend progressed, we heard a comment from this person, and then that person, and then by the time we were done recording on Sunday, it was like Have you guys wanted to check out this wild Chinese buffet place? It was just like, yes, yes, we do.
Yeah, we're going there. We need to have
Yeah.
this. And I gotta say, so right off the bat, it was 10.99 for all you can eat dinner buffet. So you're already on my good side to begin with. However, you've got my hackles raised because $11 all you can eat for dinner tells me that this food is going to be under a heat lamp for God knows how long. Probably hasn't been switched out, but again, it's $11, and it's fast food Chinese food,
And
so
we were
I
hungry
can't say
at
yeah
that point.
yeah. I
Yeah.
don't think we had really eaten that day.
I don't even know if we had, to be honest with you.
Oh
Everything
no, I
was
think you did. I think you got some
was that
tacos
my
from the taco
tacos?
truck.
Yeah.
Yep. But
But
those are just too small, like,
yeah.
corn flour or corn tortilla tacos. But yeah, so I'll let you talk a little more about it since I gave us the whole intro, but I was wholly impressed with the food.
Well, let me open by saying the fact that I like a bad Chinese buffet.
Oh
Like
no, I absolutely do too.
those types of places hold a pretty special place in my heart when I just want to gorge myself with random stuff. But this place was batting on such a higher level than it had any need to whatsoever. And everything on that buffet, which was somewhat limited comparatively to your gigantic mega Chinese buffets that have everything under the sun, plus, American food and a hibachi grill, Mongolian station, and sushi and all this stuff. This was like your standard Americanized Chinese offerings. Here's your sweet and sour pork, your orange chicken, your wontons, your blah, 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 all that stuff. But so say there was like a dozen main offerings, but every single one of them had just been cooked. It was fresh as hell. You could taste that it had not been sitting around at all. And the restaurant itself was packed. Um, so I don't know if anybody else is even getting fed in the Lodi area that night. Like every single table was full, and the owner was such a nice guy. He saw us as a big group coming, like actually physically shuffled regulars around to accommodate us. Did he not?
Yeah, no, that guy was awesome.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I'm pretty sure we all left him with a very sizable tip, which even whatever we left him, I feel like wasn't enough because that guy bent over backwards for us to, yeah, like you
As
said, he shuffled people around. He dragged a table over to us because I think we had what, two, four,
I don't know, 8 people or
eight
whatever. Yeah.
people, yeah, and he had dragged a small table over to where we were, which was going to be kind of tight. And then there was a bigger table on the other side. So then I helped him drag the small table back over. He's
Yeah.
like, "Oh no, you guys sit here." And yeah, the guy was great. And like you said, I thought I was worried that this was going to be food that was sitting there all day. But I mean, with the
It was
amount of
not at
volume
all.
they were doing, it wasn't just so they had the all you can eat buffet, but they also did like you can get one, two, or three entrees or
Item combos, like the
items.
mall
Yes,
type of
yeah,
thing. Yeah.
and I think that was like $8 if you wanted to get a three
It
combo or
worked up
whatever.
like 2, 3 item combos, whatever it
Yeah,
was. It was like 8.95 or 9.95. They were doing consistent business with takeout orders of people walking in and having them fill containers the entire time we were there. And the restaurant was
and
full.
yeah, and full is exactly what they were doing with those containers. It was essentially like those, YouTube shorts or whatever, where you see these people that are like, I went to the crappiest Chinese restaurant, but let's see how much food they give me. And then, like, those containers were overflowing with food.
Oh yeah, if they were
And
doing it by weight, they would be charging unbelievable amounts of money. Yeah.
yeah, but it was great. Like you said, it was fairly small. It was just one long like hot tray. There were probably 15 different items. Your basics, your fried rices, your lo meins, your orange chicken, General Tso's chicken. I think they
But
had
really
sesame
good
balls.
versions of
Oh
those
yeah,
things.
this didn't taste. It didn't seem like it was freezer section PF Chang's just tossed in the
No, and
fryer and tossed on.
the fried rice was not greasy in any way whatsoever. Like somebody had just cooked that recently. Like it wasn't just logged down with oil that seeped through the container as it continues to sit kind of thing. Everything was so fresh and so good. And like I think it just speaks a lot to pride of ownership.
Absolutely.
What a concept. Like this is a mom and pop operation and they care about, quality and people returning and things of that nature. Whereas so much of what we go to is just disaffected employees that don't want to be there and don't give a flying F who makes any money or if your food was good to begin with, because it's just some boardroom company making all the decisions. Like, you know what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, no, that guy had skin in the game,
He
and
was an owner operator, and
yeah,
he wanted
he
to make
took
sure
pride.
that we had a great experience. And here we are, however many days later, kind of thing, shows later, where I know other people have talked about it too because it made such an impression. Like, it matters, and that's what's missing in everything. Giving a shit.
Yeah, 100%. And I think I don't know about you, but I do plan on going back to the pinball festival next year, and I have a feeling this is going to be a new yearly tradition of stopping there at the
That
end.
seemed to be an immediate consensus among the group. Was everybody just like, oh, so this is
This is
what
the
we
new
do
place.
now? Yeah, this is what we do now. Yeah, after we
I
break down, we come and eat Chinese food, and that was yeah. And I was just beaten and battered by the end of that weekend, and it was so comforting, to be honest with you.
It was great. It was a great and terrible meal for what I needed because
Yeah,
we went there and then immediately after we ate 2 to 3 very large portions of Chinese food, we then had to drive an hour and 15 minutes to the Sacramento airport.
yeah.
And we didn't realize, or we did realize, we weren't really thinking because there really wasn't anything else for us to do. Our flight wasn't, and we took obviously viewers or listeners rather. We took the same flight back to Chicago, and then I continued on to Boston. So Nick and I had the same flight out, and we got to the airport what 4 hours early, I think.
3.5, something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
something very very early, but it wasn't enough time for us to like we had thought about. Like, yeah, maybe we'll go see a movie or something, but that might have been cutting it too close.
Yeah.
And if we had done that, I think we might have missed out on a very fun event that we saw waiting at the gate. Do you
Oh, you're
remember
talking
what I'm
about
talking about?
obliterated guy?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
he was fun.
I was having fun watching. I think it was a demonstration in patience for I don't know, or it was I don't know. I was upset with the gate agent guy cutting him some slack when he was like
Yeah,
actively annoying everyone sitting at the goddamn gate with his completely shit
drunkenness.
facedness. Yeah, I mean, drunks. I've gotten on a plane where I'm like, I wouldn't let me on this plane, but
Were
I'm
you
also not.
disturbing people?
No, exactly. I'm just sitting there. I might be shit faced, but I'm just sitting there. I'm not like engaging with random strangers and trying to like get them to talk to me about nonsense and then upsetting people. Well, I'll let you tell the story about the dude in the in the gate.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a ton to the story, but I know like we both sat down and we were just kind of chilling out. I think you went and got yourself a lemonade that you can talk about after we get through this story, but
Oh
it
God.
did not impress you. But so we were just kind of sitting there chilling out, and I kind of hear this guy talking to someone else across from him. And at first, it just kind of seemed like a normal conversation. I'm like, oh, cool. Like two strangers are, having their bite-sized friendship before they get on a plane. That's kind of fun. And then I start listening to the conversation more, and I'm hearing the slurring happening a lot more than I'm expecting. And then the person that he was talking to gets up with whoever she was with, and they just like go away. And I look over at this guy,
Then it's
and
on to the next unfortunate group of souls just trying to
yeah,
mind their business.
yeah. So this guy like goes over and starts talking to these other people, and then I think he goes and tries and talks to this older couple that's near us. And then the next thing I know, a gate agent comes over and starts talking to this guy, and he's basically telling him like, "We've had a lot of people complain about you. Like, dude, you are not able to get on this flight." Like, he's asking him for like his gate ticket and this and that, and so now I'm invested in this because this is my reality
I
TV.
should note that when we were first walking to the gate, I noticed him sitting at the bar.
Oh, did
Because
you?
I just, it's my weird hypervigilance and connection to a previous life behind the bar that I can't help but pick these things up. And he is sitting there like holding court at the bar, and you could very
Ugh.
much tell the people sitting immediately around him are doing the, I don't know you, so I'm just trying to smile through this shit, but please leave me alone. And he's there, but like, no, no, you get it, right? You get it. Oh, this guy. And he's just that dude in the bar that everybody wants to go away. And it's like, I'm in an airport. I'm trying to just have this drink so I can get on this flight. Please leave me alone. But they're trying to be, kind of accommodating and polite. And that stuff drives me nuts because that's the bartender's job to be like, hey, cut it the fuck out. You're bothering people.
Yeah, so the gate agent comes over, and we get to the point where I'm kind of in my head rooting. I'm like, oh man, this guy's not going to be able to fly home, which is a terrible thing for me to feel towards another human being. But he was annoying me enough that
No,
I was
screw
like,
that shit, man. That's amateur night. Like, yeah, if you can't hold your booze, you shouldn't be drinking in the airport, kind of thing.
so he's complaining that I mean I don't know how much of a truth to any of this there was, but he said he'd been at the airport for 11 hours and his flight got canceled and something else happened and he got bumped to this flight. Which seeing a couple other people at other gates, there were some flight issues. So I mean I don't doubt that part of the story necessarily. I doubt why he needed to get absolutely blitzed. But I mean, unless maybe he thought he wasn't going to be flying out that night and just decided to tie one on. But yeah, sadly he got threatened by the gate person and then the gate guy grabbed another attendant and introduced him and then they all shook hands and then I think the drunk guy wanted to dap up one of the guys and the gate agent was like, "Nah, handshake's good enough, man." And so he just kind of sat there and then he was annoying this older couple that was near us and he said he was going to go do something and the older couple like, "Do you think that's really a good idea for you to be doing that right now?
Oh, it
Like
was find
you're."
a drink. Go
Oh, is
find
that
a
what he was
drink.
saying he was going to do?
Yes, he was
Oh,
going to go
what?
find a bar that was open because it was like after 11 p.m. at this point.
What a
He's like, I'm going to go wander the
dumbass.
terminal and find a drink.
Yeah, see, I only caught like bits and pieces. I didn't. I guess I should have put two and two together. But the guy was like, "Yeah," he's like, "No," he's like, "I know it's not a good idea, but you know," and he just made some excuse. And I was worried that he was going to be sat next to me on the flight because we got to experience the new Southwest. You don't. It's not the cattle call. It's if you don't pay good money, we randomly assign you a seats.
I was worried
And
about you because you're like, well, what he's gonna freak out on the plane. We're gonna get
yeah,
diverted. We're gonna end up somewhere. I'm like, dude, there is nothing we can do about anything at this
oh, there
point.
isn't. Like we were, it was all in his hand. It was literally in his hands to determine how the rest of our flights went. But
That's what gets my gourd though. It's like let's accommodate this problem child versus every single other human that's acting as they should.
the other 50 people on that flight
Yeah,
that are taking a midnight flight out of Sacramento heading east. Uh, but yes, you know, to get through that, we made it to sunny Chicagoland, and I moved on to have a more fun experience in Boston, but I wanted to backtrack a little bit. And I'm guessing this must be the first time you ever tried it because you seemed very surprised and disappointed. You got yourself, I believe, a
oh
strawberry
god.
lemonade from Wendy's.
Yeah, don't drink the custom lemonades or whatever from Wendy's. Holy shit. I can't fathom that a human could consume that shit. Um I don't know how much sugar is in there, but it's I mean, you if you finished a large, you have diabetes by the end of it.
Was that the large
Um
that you had?
I would assume I ordered a medium and was given what had to be at least 32 ounces of
I would say that
liquid.
was a huge container.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just didn't want a soda and I didn't want just a bottle of water. I'm like, let me find something different. And, we had time to kill. So I'm just wandering around the terminal. And it's like, all right, Wendy's has new lemonades. Let me try their strawberry lemonade. And it was one of those things where I think she like put like several pumps into the bottom of the cup before just like using their base lemonade.
Yeah.
I dude, I can't fathom how someone could drink stuff that's that sweet. Like I love a Slurpee for God's sakes. God knows that's nothing but sugar syrup. It was clawingly sweet. Just ugh.
You had like four sips of that, and you're like, I cannot
So this
do
is this
this.
is yeah, this isn't gonna happen. Yeah, kudos on an affordable, massive drink for $3.50 or $4 at an airport or whatever, I guess. But yeah, don't drink that shit, people. Good God, that is just like liquid calories. I'd love to see the nutrition facts on it. It has to be just abysmal. It had to be 1,000 calories and like 80 grams of sugar or something insane.
Oh, dude, 80 grams. Though, if it was as sweet as you said, that had to have been over like 120.
It very
Like,
well could have been. What's a Coke? Like a can of Coke is something extreme, like
yeah,
50 or something, right? So yeah, it had to be double that. It was, ugh. It almost had like a viscousness to it because it was so thick with like the syrup. I'm wondering if she wasn't like, hey, screw this guy. I'm gonna overload him with something. I don't know.
there was a strawberry lemonade, right?
Yeah, I think that's what it
All right.
was. Yeah.
I just quickly went to the Wendy's website to look at their strawberry lemonade,
Hmm.
and yeah, that girl or worker or whatever gave you probably 15 more pumps than you needed, because this strawberry lemonade I'm looking at
Yeah.
looks like a strawberry, like almost a pink lemonade, where yours was just like dark red.
Yes, it was.
So I'm thinking that either they thought that you really deserved to have a few extra pumps and it
Yeah,
was bit
maybe
you
she was
through.
like trying to be nice, man. Like, because I ordered the medium and got the huge thing, and I know they can't be that can't be considered a medium. There's no way. I'm not being some like European stiff ass here talking about American sizes. I know what a McDonald's large looks like because I get the large iced coffee all the time. This thing was that size. It was huge. So I think maybe she's like, "Hey, tired, weary traveler, tall guy. I'm gonna give you a couple extra pumps and a larger size, and I just hope you have a nice day." I'm gonna assume that's the way she was thinking.
Yeah, if you look at our voice chat there, I just posted
I
in the
do.
text box. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that
Mine
is
was mine was not that color. Yeah.
yours was the like artificial red 40 color.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah, it was definitely closer to a strawberry exterior than this nice, pink lemonade type looking thing that you have shown me here. Well, I didn't know we were going to get this sidetracked on airport adventures, but
it was
I'm
fun.
having
I mean,
fun.
so I just want to get into one last thing, because this I think ties
Yeah,
into
shoot.
my chump of the week here, and
Oh,
we can
yes.
get going into other stuff. So
Well, I guess
what was that?
airport guy's not the chump. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, he would have been my first leg from Sacramento to Chicago. Sure, he can be my chump of the flight.
Chump
But
runner up.
so I had a layover in Chicago. I think it was about an hour 50 or so, and then I made my way back to Boston. And I essentially just went straight to my gate. I'm like, I'm tired at this point. We had gotten up at, I mean, I don't know. I think we got out of bed at like 9, but I was probably up around 6. So at that point, I'd been up for 24 hours,
Hmm.
or I guess 23 hours with the time difference, or 24, whatever it was. But, so I was tired enough that I'm like, you know what? I don't really want to go get food. I don't want to do anything. I just want to come and stand here and wait for my flight. And I see this woman comes in front of me. She's probably, I don't know, late 50s, early 60s. A very healthy looking woman. And she's wearing a Weirs Beach, which, if you're not familiar, Weirs Beach is where Motorcycle Week happens every week. It's the gigantic, basically like Harley festival that happens here in Laconia, New Hampshire.
Not familiar, but you're
Yeah.
painting a picture. You're painting a picture. Yeah.
Yes. And she's wearing a biker bar shirt from one of the bars on Weirs Beach. And again, I shouldn't judge any. Actually, my first judgment was, oh, she's definitely from New Hampshire or Boston, so she's going home. She's not, she's not going to visit.
Right.
That was my first thought. And then the boarding call starts happening, and I'm seeing this woman, and she's just getting mad. And I'm like, she's by herself. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And she picks up her phone and she calls. And I'm guessing she calls her daughter, who I guess is standing in line at the airport Dunkin' Donuts, which is hilarious to me that you're in Chicago and you're from Boston, but you're in Chicago and you're like, I need my Dunkies before I get back to Boston. And so she's yelling at her daughter, like, we're starting to board, you need to get over here, get your ass over here. And I'm like, I really don't want to put up with this crap. Like, and again, in my head, I'm always assuming I'm going to have the worst person sitting next to me,
Yeah.
which my flight from St. Louis to Sacramento proved that sometimes I do have the worst person sitting next to me. And so we get on the flight. I don't think there was anyone next to me on the flight. Someone in the same row, but I think I had an aisle seat and there was no one next to me. And we get to Boston, and I'm like, sweet. Like, we got there maybe 15 minutes earlier than we were supposed to, which gave me more than enough time to be ready for the bus that was coming. So I know the last time when we went to Really Rad Weekend, I missed my bus by about 4 minutes, and I had to spend an extra 2 hours in Boston waiting for the bus. So I'm like, oh, great, this is awesome. And, we get to start deplaning, and I just hear this ruckus behind me. And I'm like, what is going on? And I look back, and it didn't surprise me. And because I hear a voice, and I'm like, that voice sounds familiar. And I'm like, that's that lady. And she's yelling at someone else.
Come on, Skeeter, we gotta stand up. The plane stopped. Let's get to the front. We gotta let them some bitches beat us.
Yeah,
I've made her Southern now.
Yeah, I was just saying, that's you took away the Boston and made it Southern, but we'll go with it.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Who the hell do you think you are?" And I'm like, "What the No, I'm adopting your southern accent because it's more fun.
Mm.
And it's hard for me to mimic the
Wait,
accent that
who
I
do
kind
you
of
think
have.
you are?
Yeah,
You
there you go.
yeah.
You bastard. What,
Yeah, you bastard.
what the fuck do you think you're doing?
Yeah, the fuck you
Uh,
getting up for?
so I'm guessing this woman, girl, what have you, she's probably like mid-20s or so. And I think the older woman and her daughter were in their seats waiting or something. And this other woman decided to like move past them because they hadn't moved. So she starts screaming at her. And she's saying, don't put your hand in my face. And they're going back and forth. And I'm standing there just watching this. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm so close to getting off the plane. I do
Yeah.
not need something to happen. And fists start flying. And I'm like, oh my God. And nobody is doing anything. I'm far enough away that I can't interject myself.
Well, is
I don't.
nobody doing anything, or is nobody interjecting, and a lot of people are pulling out their phones to record what's happening in front of them?
The funny thing is, I don't think anyone even recorded it. Everyone was basically just gobsmacked that
Well, yeah, we're at
this
the
was
tail end
happening.
we're at the tail end of a red eye at this point at
Yeah,
6 in the morning or whatever. Yeah.
yeah. So like people are just watching this happen, and I swear, it took a good 45 seconds to a minute for a flight attendant to finally be like, "Do we have a problem here?" And they both got escorted off the plane first, which I mean, I guess maybe if they were in cahoots with each other, I guess that worked great.
All right, so
Uh,
next time we fly to a con together, we start beating the shit out of each other at
yeah, and
landing,
then we
and we get off first.
and
And
we
then
do,
we get off and we go, we don't wish to press charges against each other.
and you know what? That's exactly what happened. I'm
Yep.
guessing because I got off I mean, not the whole conspiracy thing, but nobody wanted to press charges because I got off the plane and I walked through the terminal and I played some Ms. Pac-Man because Logan Airport now has free arcade games in Terminal B for whatever reason. I
As one
appreciate it.
does.
So I played some Ms. Pac-Man and then I walked outside and I looked to my left and there's one of the ladies that was involved in a fight. And I looked to my right, and then there's the older lady and her daughter who were involved in the fight. And they're far enough away from each other where I'm not sure that either of them realize that the other is there. So I'm standing between them. I'm like, I really hope that this doesn't continue out here because I don't want to deal with this. And I don't know if anything happened because my bus came and neither of them were on my bus. So I was able to
Oh, you
just,
made your bus. That's good.
yes, I made my bus with plenty
Yeah.
of time. But if you're gonna pick fights on an airplane, like one, at least make it fun. It wasn't even a fun fight. Like there was no one had like graham crackers they threw at each other. Like I want it to be a WWE hardcore match. I want it to be fun. Break out, break out the Billy Club.
Like plane ride from hell, like
Yeah, exactly.
Brock Lesnar like shoulder checking a guy into the emergency exit door.
Yeah, I need this to be fun, But you're the chumps of the week. If you're gonna fight in an airplane, you are chumps of the week.
And you are my chump of the week.
Chumps.
All right, so that a very long airport intro, I suppose we had going on.
Oh,
there.
I love
And,
listening to stuff about white trash ladies flying and beating each other on planes. I mean,
if I wasn't so tired, it would have been a lot more entertaining than it was.
well, I want to hear something. I want to hear something actually because this amused me. I talked to you after we had both made it home and assumably slept a little bit, but we're both kind of still upside down from the
Oh
travel
yeah.
whirlwind. Did you stop for food on the way home and then not remember doing it?
Yeah. So I know where the place is at least. So I know how it happened, but I don't really remember it happening. I stopped at, I believe it's called Smokehouse Cafe, a barbecue place that's near the bus station, and I bought some brisket and I bought a pulled pork meal and brought it home. I was nice enough to bring home food for Caitlin as well, but I got home.
Thoughtful.
Yeah, I got home and I got inside and I had the brown bag in my hand and I had my backpack over my shoulder and I put the food down and I was like, when the hell did I get this? And I texted you and I'm like, I bought barbecue and I do not remember doing
Oh, I
this.
thought this was like you had woken up on the couch, after passing out when you got home, and then, your spouse is like, "Did you go and buy a bunch of barbecue? Because it's all in the fridge or something." And then you had no idea where it came from or something.
No, I basically, I guess, came out of my daze when I came in the house and I was starting to take care of stuff. And then I saw the brown bag on the table and was like, I
Huh.
don't remember. Like, did I do this? And then I looked outside and my girlfriend was not home, so I'm like, well, she didn't buy it. And then
This
thankfully, I had the receipt. I'm like, okay, so I did buy it. That is my credit card. But
That's kind
huh.
of funny because we had spent the weekend. I don't know if you were there for that conversation or not, but I think I was talking to Joe and Sam and we got on the topic of like going on autopilot in your brain.
Oh
Whereas, like,
yeah,
you know,
yep,
when you do
yep.
like a regular commute, and even though that commute's like an hour, sometimes you'll just like come to and find
Yeah.
yourself sitting in the driveway and be like, whoa,
Road amnesia.
yeah, whoa.
I dealt with
So
that.
I'm
Yeah.
imagining that you were just purely exhausted and actually extended it that road amnesia as far as pulling over
Getting
and making
lunch.
sure you had some barbecue. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate subconscious me
Yeah.
looking after me, but yeah, I've dealt with that when I was in college. I used to work at a job closer to back home, and I worked overnights, and I would basically in college work my 2 overnights and stay up the entire weekend because I was in college and I wasn't
That'll
going to
do it.
let a good weekend go to waste. And I had a 90-minute drive from work back to my apartment in Keene, and the number of times that I remembered leaving work and having no idea how I ended up back at my house in Keene is very scary.
Hmm.
So thankfully, I never got into an accident. I never, as far as I know, fell asleep while driving. I know I came close a couple times and decided to pull over and take a 15-minute nap, but yeah, no, that was, I forgot about that. Thanks for bringing that back up. But yeah, that was fun to have surprise barbecue.
And it's worth noting that Wyatt is like an actually sober person who does not
Yeah, no,
imbibe
yeah,
any substances whatsoever. It's not like he was coming off a heavy party weekend with a vicious hangover that he just had to travel with, or, he got home and smoked a bunch of pot and forgot that he ordered barbecue or anything.
nope, that is
This
pure
was all you.
uncut. Yeah, that's pure uncut on unadulterated Wyatt. Just having no idea what the hell's going on. But let's talk about now. I heard you watched a movie that I was able to go see in theaters, and I kind of want to talk about it. You watched Mortal Kombat 2 recently?
Yeah, buddy.
What did you think?
I dug it. I had a lot of fun.
Did you obviously you saw the Mortal Kombat, the 2021 version, right? I'm gonna guess
Yeah, I
not
have it on
recently, at
Blu-ray.
least. Did
Recent-ish. I watched it again on Blu-ray when I got it at a library sale, so I was at least like, reasonably
familiar?
familiar. Yeah,
What did you like the second one better, or did you like the first one better?
I like
That's the
the I
first question.
liked I like the second one better.
Okay, I liked the first one better, but I think both movies were fantastic.
Agreed. I wouldn't go necessarily as far as to say fantastic, but
It's what I wanted,
definitely,
fantastic.
yeah. Understanding the assignment, I
Yes.
think, is a good way to put it. The second one, the first one was a little more self-serious, with Kano being like the only real voice of levity throughout the whole
Yep.
thing, and it was like direly needed in the first one. Because we're dealing with all these like, oh, this is an ancient dude, and it goes back to the rivalry between Scorpion and Sub-Zero, and all the stuff that goes into the tournament. Everything's very serious, and thank God for Dr. Bruce from St.
Yeah, I'm
Dennis.
so happy that you did not know that. Let's take a pause here for a moment.
Yeah,
So, Josh Lawson, who plays the pharmacist in Superstore, and he plays Dr. Bruce. Oh God, what the heck's his
I just
last
know
name?
Dr. Bruce. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's whatever.
he plays Dr. Bruce in St. Dennis Medical.
Hmm.
And Nick did not realize that he is who also played Kano. And I think that is possibly what made you very excited to go ahead and watch Mortal Kombat
It
2 when I
kind of
pointed that
was, to
out.
be honest. Yeah, because, well, it's one of those weird things where I had seen Mortal Kombat,
And just
and
didn't put it together.
then St. Dennis started.
Ah,
And I had no real connection to him as an actor before. Like you had mentioned, he was on Superstore kind of playing the same character, but I had only seen a handful of episodes of that
yep.
show. And while I enjoyed it, I never really watched it. And this was years ago. But my wife and I really gotten into St. Dennis because it's just that fun office, Parks and Rec style, mockumentary-ish sitcom, but it takes place in the ER and full of great characters and personalities and what have you. But I've fallen in love with his character in that show, and then all of a sudden, I think it was you saying that you were planning to go see Mortal Kombat 2, and we got on the topic of Kano, however, and you brought it up, and I'm like, holy shit, that's Dr. Bruce! Um, who is an Aussie, of course,
Yep.
in
Yep.
real life, so very befitting for his character in the Mortal Kombat movies. But yeah, so I thought they leaned perhaps on him a little too much in the first one, whereas there were other parts that in the second one that were also, amusing outside of just him. But once again, he's absolutely wonderful and steals every single scene that he's in. I'll let you talk about your thoughts on the movie a little bit too, since I know you saw it in the theater.
Yeah, I think this was definitely a movie I enjoyed seeing in IMAX. It benefited from the nice surround sound and the large screen.
Hmm.
It's Mortal Kombat, and I appreciate that this actually got more into like the tournament aspect of it.
Hmm.
Uh, I can't tell if the movie was too long or too short, but it just seemed like either there wasn't enough exposition or there was too much exposition. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed Carl Urban as Johnny Cage,
Yep, he
uh,
was great.
the reluctant hero, and I'm not to actually, I don't want to get into any spoilers really, but it is funny that they spent the entire first movie pounding into your head that Louis Tan, who played Cole Young, that
Cole,
he
that was
was
his name. Yeah.
yeah, that they were very forcing like this is the new hero, like this is the everyman for Mortal Kombat. This is who, is getting you into the universe. The guy had, like he was in 90% of the scenes in Mortal Kombat 1 and he barely gets any screen time in the second one. And I'm like, well, yeah, I guess they were just using him to get to Johnny Cage because obviously that's who the people wanted. Everyone thought that Cole Young was basically just a poor man's stand-in for Johnny Cage, and then once they brought Johnny Cage in, it's like, well, we're going to use the guy we
Well,
have.
I mean, I don't know if I would call him a stand-in because he was just kind of like the do-gooder everyman character that's, you're supposed to, I guess, insert yourself as or whatever. He didn't really have much of a personality, period.
No,
His whole personality was like, I left behind my wife and daughter.
yeah,
That's how serious this is. Like,
yeah. I don't care if
um,
I die because I'll
yeah,
know that I'm, trying to survive for my family.
yep. Good thing you don't care then. Um, just spoiler. It's a Mortal Kombat movie, folks.
Yeah, a lot of people
Uh,
die in this movie.
Yeah, people die, but they also bring back this whole system for bringing people back to life, so it's fine. I wouldn't worry
Which
about
is
it too much.
which that's that's how we get Kano back
Yeah,
actually
it was
because Kano
funny
dies
because
in the first one.
yeah, my wife was like, do you know about all this stuff when we're getting into like the lore? I'm like, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure this is all the stuff that was covered in those scrolling text screens on the arcade machine 30 years ago, but I just hit start.
Yeah,
Um,
yes and no. I mean, yeah, that's the base, very loose story to it. Yeah, is the whole Outworld thing and what happens. But yeah, this is definitely a reimagining of the Mortal Kombat universe, which is with the Mortal Kombat 1 game, they basically opened it up to anything can be Mortal Kombat because that restarts the entire universe and everything, which I appreciate. Just have fun with it. It's
yeah.
not a serious property.
Oh no, I thought they did a great job with the big bad
Yep.
guy whose name I can't think
Sh-
of at the moment.
Shao Kahn.
Chuck on, and then they had the necromancer that like works for him.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh gosh.
that was hilarious because he's like this overly serious character, and then I think he, of course, Kano stepping in, and he's like describes him as Voldemort's nutsack, uh, and how terrible his makeup looks and all this good stuff. It's very good because he's kind of filling in as the audience, where
Quan
you're
Chi.
Quan Chi, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of made to make these leaps of, accepting these characters because we're in that world. And then Kano's very much on your side, just going like, this guy looks like fucking Voldemort's nutsack. I mean, it's just wonderful. It knows what it is. It's if you ever watched the 90s first Mortal Kombat movie and we're like, this entire movie is just moving from set piece to have fight scenes in, it's almost like double that in this one.
Yeah, 100%.
Which I'm totally cool with, but yeah, there's no shortage of action fight scenes. Trying to think of anything else too heavy that I took away from it, but it's a Mortal Kombat movie, man. You know what you're in for. It's fun.
Yeah, they definitely left the door open for Mortal Kombat 3. The
Oh, I wouldn't
opening
even say they
weekend,
even left it open. I'd say like there never even was a door pretty much with the way the whole thing ended. It's all a lot of setup moving into the next thing, isn't it?
yeah, but from what I've seen, the opening weekend didn't do great, which isn't super surprising. It opened the same weekend as a much bigger movie. Oh no, sorry, it opened over Mother's Day weekend, which you're
Mm.
probably not going to have, a ton of people going to see Mortal Kombat 2. And from what I read, that unless this movie does, really well, there probably won't be a third one, which kind of sucks
Yeah, that's a
because
bummer.
I would enjoy to see this. Sometimes you need kind of campy movies like this. Like it's
Movies that
fun.
just to be movies. Yes, it's
Yes,
fine to just exist as a Mortal Kombat movie and not some self-serious take on a darker world, gritty realism of Mortal
y-
Kombat. It can just be a stupid Mortal Kombat movie, and that's fine.
yeah. Like speaking of movies that are just movies, you watched a movie that I'm pretty sure isn't going to be turned into any type of franchise the other night. That
Hmm.
may just have been a movie for movie's sake.
Pizza
And
movie.
pizza movie. I
Yeah.
had that on my queue. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, so I'm curious to see what you thought.
Yeah, this was our yeah, sure, what the hell movie for the week. Well, that can't be too bad. Um, yeah, so this if I can get it pulled up here, stars Gaten Matarazzo from Stranger Things. Everybody's familiar with.
Yep.
He played Dustin, and then also Sean, is it Giambroni?
I
I
think
don't know
so.
how to pronounce his last name. Who was from
He's the
that 80s
Goldbergs.
show. Thank you, the Goldbergs. He was the kid on the
Yep.
Goldbergs. So this is something of a lost genre in a lot of ways. This is just a college buddy movie. Your Harold and Kumars, your whatnots. Um, and it felt very much like the creators are, again, like of our age and grew up on late 90s, early 2000s, high school, college, sometimes sort of gross out comedies. This one has a little more of a deft hand and not just leaning on, shit gags and stuff like that. Though there are definitely a lot of sight gags. I don't know. I actually kind of really liked it. Great movie, no, but solid laughs throughout. And I just, again, had fun with it as just a movie of that genre. It's very hard for me to look back and say, well, that sucked and it was dumb. And it was like, dude, you watched Van Wilder when you were 20. Like,
Yeah, some movies just need to be dumb. Dumb
Yeah.
fun. That's really all you need in an hour and a half movie
Yeah.
sometimes.
And it's just a stoner comedy. Basically, the premise is that they find a tin of mystery drugs in their dorm room that someone had left there, and a previous occupant had left there years before. And there's all sorts of fun shenanigans to be had from taking this mystery drug. But the one thing that you have to do is take it with food. And if you don't take it with food, you're gonna have some really crazy adventures. So basically, the story is about them trying to make it from their dorm room to the lobby of their dorm building where a pizza delivery is waiting for them without the RAs finding them and busting them because they're too fucked up to basically make it down to the lobby. And a very amusing nod, the RAs are played as kind of like a police squad, or if you're going to really lean into what they're going for, an SS troop. And the head RA guy is modeled directly after Inglorious Bastards and the Jew Hunter. So if you can take that as a joke, I found it pretty amusing. Right down to like you're hiding enemies of the state underneath your floorboards, are you not? Like they recreate that entire scene. It was pretty damn funny. Um, like you said, it's a dumb movie, and that's all it has to be. I've seen some reviews that are like 0 out of 4. I don't really understand how you could be that harsh. It was perfectly fine. Sarah Sherman from SNL's in it as an older person that you might know. I'm trying to think of the name of the other comedian. Caleb Huron.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Big guy
Yep.
that seems to be kind of popping up everywhere these days. He is quite hilarious in it as well. It's a 90-minute Hulu comedy, and it's well worth 90 minutes for an evening where you're looking to fill. I would say that much. It feels like a new generation's nod to Harold and Kumar, and I think it's kind of a love letter to all of those types of movies from our youth. So if that appeals to you, you should be on board.
Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
So you watched a movie a few weeks back called Mike and Nick and Alice.
Yes.
And I remember when we were talking about that, you said you enjoyed the movie, but you could definitely tell for whatever reason that it seemed like a movie that was, made for
a streaming property. Yeah.
Did you feel the same way about Pizza Movie, or did this feel more like you said, like the 90s comedies that may have come out in theaters?
This could, I mean, I don't think you could release it in that era because it's definitely got some more modern sensibilities to it in a good way.
You're right.
Versus there's a scene where like they're getting bullied, and these guys that are their bullies fart on them, like hold them down and fart on their faces, and that's just like dumb, right? But
yeah,
it's very good at pointing out the kind of mindset of the modern bully, even as like a grown person. Is the guy just keeps repeating every time you catch up with this bully character throughout the movie. He's telling the story to either the same group of people or a new group of people, and it's all it is him going, I told them I wasn't going to fart on their face, but then I actually farted on their faces. And it feels like that's what we're dealing with these days.
Yeah.
It's just, that's what everybody seems to find as amusing or something. I said I wasn't going to, but then I actually did. Yeah. All the, internet guys that are, acting in quote good faith, arguments or anything. It's just, that kind of send up really did make me laugh. So yeah, it feels like it fits on Hulu. I'll say that, but I would have no problem seeing this as a theatrically released comedy, and I think it probably could have been, honestly. It does not have that distinct, this was rushed out streaming movie. And maybe that's because it's kind of self-aware in that regard, because there are several fourth wall breaks involving the writers and a part where the movie even references itself as a low-budget streaming movie, amusingly enough. But if you can take that with a grain of salt, I didn't find that it had that weird feeling to me.
Yeah, that's I was curious about that because these are both, like I had said, these are both released straight to Hulu, and I know you had said that about Mike and Nick and Alice, and just curious to see if maybe this is a common theme. So you think that this probably could have come out as a theatrical release, but maybe Hulu offered them enough money to make it
so I don't
come
know
out
how,
on Hulu?
I don't know how all the distribution deals for these things work. I think when it's financed production by a streaming service, there's definitely a different feel than a movie that's been shopped and bought by them, for sure. And while this may not be the most perfect example of that, there's definitely a difference.
Yeah, that's good to know. I was very curious about that when you had said that you had watched that.
Yeah, we'll give it a watch, man. There's definitely solid laughs throughout. It's, if you just take it for what it is, I had a good time. It's perfectly fine. And, it's not going to blow your socks off, but it was funny. And, I'm glad to see a movie about the kids still wanting to party, man.
Yeah, right. We got our Harold and Kumar back.
Yeah, exactly.
So I got two options for you. Do you? I know you've wanted to talk about this for weeks. I know we're also our intro's run about an hour so far. Do you want to talk about vampire crawlers this week, or do you want to get into our topics?
Yeah, we can get into topics.
All right, so let's get, and we don't have a ton to say about all of these, but they are some important things that have popped up over the last week. So let's start with Plex, a service that you and I have both used probably pretty extensively, more than the average user, I'd say, over the last probably decade or so.
Over a decade, yeah, now.
I think, if my memory serves me correctly, I believe I bought myself a lifetime pass for maybe $50 to $75 whenever I first got it. I don't know if you remember.
I believe I paid $49 on a Black Friday sale.
Maybe that's what it was. Yeah, 50 makes sense.
Somewhere around 2012 to 2014, something like that.
Yep. So I guess I can't ask you to guess because we know the answer to this, but can you believe that Plex, starting July 1st, they're going to charge 750 American freedom bucks for a lifetime pass? That is wild.
It is. Well, let's get into this a little bit before we just dive into the lunacy. So explain to people what Plex is for anybody that might not be familiar with this.
That's
a good place to start.
That is fair.
There's a lot of confusion around this whole thing, and a lot of people reading this headline and freaking out. So if you can explain what Plex is, I think we can move from there.
So Plex is essentially a home streaming service that you were able to set up your own. Let's put this in as simple terms as I can, like setting up your own Netflix, essentially.
Nickflix, if you will.
Nickflix, if your name is Nick, or Wicked Good Media, if you have a business that used to be called Wyatt's Wicked Goods. But it's a service that enables you to take movies and TV shows that you own, that you legally possess, we'll say, and it enables you to put that on a server that lets you watch it essentially like a Netflix. It used to be that you could just give someone access to your server and they could watch your stuff from their home. And
their home, their phone, whatever.
Yeah, anywhere. Yep.
It's your media and your bandwidth, and you're choosing to share it with them.
Yep. And that's how it used to be. And I don't remember when the actual change happened where you needed to have a certain pass to be able to watch other people's media. But I feel like this is probably over the last 5 years or so is when it really started changing. But maybe it was before that.
They've been kind of dangling this and warning that it's coming forever, and we're still not seeing full client implementation, and it's very confusing, especially when you have a bunch of users asking you questions and you can't in any way tell them what their experience is on their end.
Yeah, and so that was the thing, is they introduced something called Remote Watch Pass, which was either for you or anyone else to be able to watch your stuff that you own. You would need to get either a monthly pass or just get a one-time license fee to get the Remote Watch Pass, which would enable you to watch other people's stuff. And I know my buddy Chris had an issue with this because I gave him access to my server a few years back, and we were troubleshooting it for a good couple hours because he was trying to watch an episode of something. And he's like, I can only watch like 90 seconds of an episode and it cuts out. So I'm looking at all of my settings and everything, trying to figure out what's going on my end, because I've had to
bottleneck or
because I know that I've rebuilt my server numerous times over moving and just different hardware and everything, and then I happen to just stumble upon you need a Remote Watch Pass, otherwise you can only watch 90 seconds of a TV show, and then it boots you out. So that was kind of the first.
That's nuts because I don't have anybody. None of my users have had that issue at all. Like my parents would complain immediately if they started something and it cut off after 90 seconds. It's not universal, and the rollout has been all over the place. So somebody using Apple TV might get cut off, while somebody in a browser or a Roku isn't yet. It's odd.
Well, I think this was on mobile phone. What he was.
That's where they pushed it first.
Yeah. So yeah, and the Plex Pass has been a thing that's been pushed, and that's basically, if you have a Plex Pass, the idea was only the person that owns the server needs a Plex Pass, and then anyone else could watch their stuff as long as the owner had their Plex Pass.
Yeah, you as a server owner were purchasing a license to use their server software to distribute your own media, but it's essentially channeling through an intermediary, even if the actual playing of a file is direct. So you were paying for ease of setup and mostly at the time ease of use for client users, because trying to explain to your average Joe how to get into Kodi and connect to your server wasn't going to happen.
Then Plex does offer decent transcoding and stuff like that, so you're also essentially paying for, I guess,
ease of use. It's quality of life.
It's the Netflix. It's very easy. You click on a thing, and then you click on TV shows, and you can search for a TV show. It's a very simple way to watch your own media in a browser or through an app.
It passes the wife test, if you will.
Right.
Someone that's a user can just open the app on a TV and be immediately familiar with how to use it.
Yeah, so getting into now, I believe currently a lifetime pass, it's gone up. Like you said, you and I both probably bought it for about the same price, $49, $50.
Yeah.
And then it went up to like 75, or it was like normally a 75. Then I think it was like 125. The last I knew it was like 250 for a lifetime pass.
Yeah.
And now it's going to be $750 starting in July.
Yeah, they built it. Plex is built off of Kodi. which is open source.
Yep.
Before it was even Kodi, it was Xbox Media Center.
XBMC.
So when I had my modded original Xbox that was chipped, I could stream movies over my network, and it was absolute wizardry at the time in like 2007. But it's taken from that and built upon that, and Plex has created a business, and they're like, all right, we'll sell these, licenses for people that want to host their media, and then realized that everybody who was going to do that already bought one. And now they're at the point where it's like, okay, well, if you, Mr. Client Guy, want access to Wyatt's wrestling videos and you're on your phone, you're going to pay us a monthly subscription, and we'll open up the channels, and then you can access Wyatt's media again. Because that's a forever subscription's basically the only way they're ever going to make money off of anything.
Yep.
And those people that are in the hosting community are sure as hell generally not going to pay a recurring subscription for something like that. And so they said, well, we're not going to get rid of the one-time forever pass. We'll just make it prohibitively expensive so nobody wants to ever buy it, and thus would rather just click on $3.99 a month forever.
Try and find how much.
However, it might be more than that. I have no idea.
It's not even loading for me. So,
Plex are backed into a corner right now trying to find any path to revenue. Let me shorten the story. It doesn't exist. It's never going to work out, I don't think. Not when MB and Jellyfin are right there.
It's right now it's $1.99 a month, but apparently starting June 1st it's going to be $2.99 a month.
Yeah,
so you got to figure what, $750 divided by $3. You have to 250 months. You would have to have this. Yeah.
The balls of it. That okay, I own this media. I wish to share it with my friend Wyatt, just as I would be lending you a physical DVD. And so you can watch it and then give it back. It's just like digital renting from me or borrowing. That's all it is. It's legal, by the way, people. This is legal. This is not piracy. It's not. It may sit in a gray area because of how it's streamed legally, but it is legal. So I am hosting my media, wanting to share it with Wyatt. They are now saying, despite the fact that he's also pulling from my bandwidth from home, this is not some intermediary server that's serving these things and then sending them down to Wyatt. He's connecting directly to my server, watching my media, and they're in the middle saying, no, they're gatekeeping. You got to pay the troll toll first, basically, if you want access to this thing that your friend is willing to provide you for free. And I don't understand how they think they can get away with that, because anyone that's savvy enough to host the stuff in the first place is savvy enough to just move over to the open source options across the street. Your convenience is no longer worth it now that there's a premium attached to it, because it ain't that convenient. I don't know if I'm speaking out of turn from you, but that's the way I feel.
This is going to... I mean, I will probably always keep my Plex server up. I already have the lifetime pass.
I already paid for it. It's done for me.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to leave it open because I do have a lot of people that access my server, and getting them to either use Jellyfin or use any other type of streaming intermediary, what have you. I will probably end up... I haven't started a Jellyfin server yet. I probably will at some point whenever I just get off my butt and decide to, spend the half an hour setting it up. But asking people to do that, I think probably won't happen. But Plex, as you said, they've backed themselves into a corner here. They've changed what they were doing. I know they've started doing their own like Tubi style, where like we have free TV shows and free movies, so they can.
Well, they've tried their own,
and,
their own streaming stuff, so they can serve you ads, and then they did that god awful social media integration to everything. Like, dude, I do not
let everyone see what you watch.
Yeah, I do not need a weekly email going out showing you the television shows that I watched. I don't want that. It makes me shudder. Like, if I want to talk to Wyatt about something I watched, that's fine. He doesn't need to get an email pointing out that I watched something that I don't want him seeing that I watched at 2 in the morning kind of thing. That's my business.
You don't want me to see that, you're watching Big City Greens at 2:30 in the morning, and I got to
no. Henry woke up in the middle of the night. I totally wasn't just watching cartoons by myself. Yeah. It's frustrating, man. But it's a situation of their own making. They are a for-profit company. MB, who have been around just as long and is built on the same XBMC backbone originally. I think their lifetime license for remote shares is $100, as Plex used to be, and regularly goes on sale. But they're never presumably going to have to raise that because they are a non-profit organization. And then Jellyfin is just totally FOSS, totally open.
Yep.
So, I mean, without getting too technical, the reason that maybe Plex serves as a little easier is they take care of the stuff like with Jellyfin, you're going to want to set up a reverse proxy if you're going to open it up to the open internet to let people have access to your server, things like that. Plex is like, we got you. We're going to make sure that's secure on this port that you're opening up. Even though they really don't. I don't know, man. It's just another demonstration that platform loyalty is wasted on everyone because they're going to bend you over in the end once there's a profit to be made. So don't become too loyal to Twitter, Discord, Blue Sky, Plex, anything, because chances are they're going to do something shitty at this point. And yeah, just be ready to pivot because there's always going to be a pivot. Reddit's going straight to shit, so Lemmy's popping up, and it's mostly the same stuff. I'm happy. What are you going to do? So Plex, you're like backup chumps of the week.
Plex, you suck. And now we're gonna find out my my Plex server is just gonna shit the bed because they're definitely keyword searching us here, and no. But so let's get into, I guess, more depressing. This isn't really depressing news. It's more or less something that you and I have talked about, and we've noticed this. And I'd like to think that we are trendsetters here. We talk about something, and then it either comes true, or bigger organizations or companies decide to say the same thing that we were already thinking. So who was it? Ken Levine from the creator of BioShock essentially said that we're having diminishing returns when it comes to visuals at this point. We have reached the end game when it comes to graphics. And
we are Nostradamuses.
We are Nostradamuses. We had said this before. Like, video games don't need to get better. What is he quoted as saying? Realism doesn't age as well as more stylistic things. BioShock still looks good, I think, because it wasn't trying to get every nut and bolt super realistic. Which
BioShock still looks stunning.
It does, absolutely.
Even not the remix or the remake or whatever, the repolished,
the original
triple pack. Yeah, if I load up the original version on PC, it looks stunning. It still looks, you come above that water and the gas is on fire on the water from the crack. It's amazing. It's atmospherics.
And you know what? You pair something like that with one of the we don't have it yet darlings of lossless scaling. Like that's all we need.
And now we're really off to the races. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, we don't need, at least I don't need, and maybe, I don't know if this is generational, but maybe not. Like, I'm fine where we are with, same thing Ken Levine said. Like, I'm fine with how the graphics on Switch 2 are. 1080p, some 4K docked, which 4K is fine, but give me a 1080p at 60 or 1080 120.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I don't need anything other than that. Seeing how Mario Kart World looks docked on a Switch 2, like, that is the best I've ever thought a Nintendo game would look. And
even that is
too much.
I don't know if it's too much, but like, you could go back quite a ways to Mario Kart 8 on Switch, and then even before that, Mario Kart 8 on Wii U, I still think looks stunning and is probably as good as a Mario Kart game really needs to look.
Like, we don't need to get ourselves out of the uncanny valley in video games to not be able to tell if something's real or not. Like, it's fine. Video games. Well,
it was cool to talk about realistic graphics at the birth of the 3D era, coming out of sprites and pixels, and you're imagining things now with polygons in the PlayStation world, and you're like, could we get to a point where it really looks almost like real people and stuff? And yeah, we've been there for a little while now, as far as I need it to go anyway. And it offers not a whole lot more because you're just chasing realism instead of any type of artistic direction a lot of times.
And that's a big thing right there, is that how much effort is put into making the game look more realistic or look better instead of working on, gameplay. stuff that actually matters.
Well,
And when I was,
but we're brute forcing these
yeah,
visuals now. They're not even
exactly.
optimized.
Exactly. Look video games in general. One of the things I hate the most, and this is going a little off topic, but still in the same idea, is that exactly what you said. Stuff isn't optimized. Like it used to be, games would get optimized, file size, and you're like, oh, cool. They made this down. They made this 50 gigabyte game, and they're able to fit it down into like 21 gigs by optimizing everything.
They made Donkey Kong Country work on Super Nintendo.
Exactly. And now publishers are realizing, oh wait, well if we don't optimize anything, everything has to go on hard drives now. And if they only have a 500 gigabyte hard drive and they want to play Call of Duty, but we can force them to make it be a 286 gigabyte install. And if they can only install 1 or 2 games, then they have to play our game because you know how much long it takes to
They'll stay
install
in our
this?
pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that stuff I hate. But the funny thing to me is, I don't know about you, playing games as a kid or whatever, but I remember specifically I was playing, I think it was Madden 2004 for PlayStation 2, and my dad walked in as I was playing. He's like, and it was like a Wednesday or a Thursday or something. He's like, I didn't realize there was an NFL game on right now. I'm like, there's not. Like, I'm playing video games. And like at that point, and I understand, like, if you look at PS2 now compared to where it is, but like my dad didn't grow up with video games really.
It's generational.
Yeah, and especially you're looking at a CRT TV and you're looking at a PS2, like it doesn't look completely realistic, but it's funny how you could see how it wasn't completely out of the question to be like, oh, you're watching TV right now. And
no, I mean I can remember very vividly my dad walking by the first time we were playing Gran Turismo on PSX and being like, damn, okay, we've not jumped the shark, we've ascended to the next level.
We've made
kind of thing. Yeah.
And yeah, so I don't have a whole lot, and the article that we linked there isn't a ton to it. Essentially, just saying what we had talked about, like video games don't need to get more realistic. Like I agree, they need to be stylized. Stylized graphics are fun. Like I enjoy
having an artistic voice is fun. Yeah.
Have you played? I think we've talked about this before. But have you played the Ori games?
Yeah, masterpieces.
And they're beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous. Like
catch you right in the feels without even using a single word of dialogue sometimes.
Oh man, I teared right up playing both of those games. And it is amazing to show you how incredible a story is when, like you said, there's not a word of dialogue in the game. And you're like, oh man, poor Ori. So
it's interesting because we are of the micro generation that watched more or less the entire industry.
Yep.
And so we saw that and we're part of it, the move from 8 to 16-bit, the move to 3D, and where these leaps were generational leaps. It's just not there anymore. It's dwindling returns. The difference from, PlayStation 4 to 5, yeah, you can see it now, but how much have we really gotten out of PS5? Not that much that I'm considering. And who is really pining for the next generation of systems?
They're talking about it, though. PS6, they've been talking about it, and I don't understand.
Graphical fidelity was important to us and our generation because we were part of that was chasing that next thing. And, it really was a generational leap to go to Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
But I look at my son, and I wrote an article about this a ways back. He doesn't care at all. It means nothing to him. He can appreciate good graphics, but a game is a game is a game is a game to him. Yeah. Fun is the only thing that matters. So if it's a Steam indie like What the Golf with a 0 budget that's fun and looks very simplistic, he's just as satisfied with it as a game as he is a AAA title with a bunch of effects and lens flare and pushing the boundaries of graphics on the Xbox or PS5 or whatever. It doesn't matter to him. As long as it's fun, it's a game. He would never sit there and dunk on something because it doesn't look as good as the version over here. That would look stupid to him. So the kids are all right, man.
It's refreshing to hear that, because obviously, I don't have any children, so I don't see what the next generation's really looking at or doing. And it's nice to see that they're caring more. And I guess maybe your son's not representative of an entire generation, but it's nice to see at least a small part of
he was sitting on his Switch 2 yesterday or the day before playing with a buddy, and they're doing the talk thing, and they can see their each other's screens. And what are they playing? Super Mario Brothers, the very first one.
Yeah,
I've never nudged him towards this or anything. This is just kids that happen to love the Mario franchise. Are they bothered by the fact that they were born into a post-Mario Galaxy world, now looking at Super Mario Brothers and all its, stupid simplicity? Not at all. To them, it's Mario. That means it's good. Let's play. That's it.
Fun games are fun. A good game will stand the test of time.
I swear to God, Wyatt, it's all they care about. It's like, wow, you guys get it, huh? Why aren't they screaming about the insertion of woke mechanics into the world?
Oh man, I can't believe, Forza's asking if you want to be a he, him, she, her, they, them.
Oh,
this is
dude,
terrible.
So, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. Just to pivot for a moment, Forza Horizon 6 is out. How does it know my name?
Does it?
I've just been playing the series for 20 years now, and that's fine. But I log in, and all of a sudden, I'm just like, all right, I'm driving down the, here we go, in the new Forza, and it's like, hey, Nick, how's it going? I'm like, you what? I didn't choose that. Wait, who the fuck? I don't know if they've implemented Copilot, and it's just pulling that from my Microsoft account or what. But yeah, Forza just knows your name, apparently.
My guess is, it has to be. You have to have your name connected to your Microsoft account or something.
It's either that or I selected it from like a built-in list of names that were on a list in like Forza 3 and haven't thought about it since then. But it was just kind of funny. Like, wait, what? How you know my name?
Little did you know they call everybody Nick.
Yeah, right.
They just got you.
It's just the protagonist's name in Forza, and I've never known it until this point.
So I think this is a good transition here to our last topic, talking about, graphical fidelity and, games being games for the sake of being games.
Yeah.
So GTA 6 is finally coming out on November 19th. Supposedly, we will see when we get closer. I mean, this has been delayed and changed for years and years and years.
I don't think Wall Street could stay afloat if they delay it again.
It has been, I believe, 13 years since GTA 5 came out. This game had, I think there's the marketing budget. I'm looking at this right here. They're going to have over $250 million in marketing. The game supposedly has cost over $1 billion to make.
Thank you, website.
Is this ever going to happen again?
Yeah, I can't fathom how it could at this point.
Is this going to be a success? That's my biggest question.
Yes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The budget's a secret. Let's guess that it's well over $1 billion at this point, which it is.
13 years into making, yeah.
Yeah, marketing budget $250 million. So, and a 13-year development cycle. So, without question, probably you could say it's the largest media property of all time. Yes,
I would say you have a very good argument for that.
Length of development, overall budget, the amount of people.
I mean, how much did Avatar cost to make? Because that took a billion years.
You're right. Very close. It doesn't seem like, to me, that they'll ever be able to recreate this type of hype in a single media property again for a long, long, long time. And will it ever be worth it? Because you look at all these studios that are going for like Marathon, great example.
Great game, and it's gonna be considered a failure.
Yeah, it's going to be abandoned because it's not doing the live service numbers that Sony wants to see. So they're just going to probably kind of stop funding it quietly, and Bungie's going to have to kind of let it die. Even if that doesn't happen, there's not enough. Even if every person on the planet's playing games, kind of thing, there's just not enough for everybody to be logged into every ecosystem. And GTA 6 is just such a huge house bet, all on this one property. That, I mean, even if it meets hype, it doesn't seem logistically possible to create something this large again and be able to say, yes, that'll be a guaranteed return on our money. I don't know. It's too big.
Cost yet?
It's just it's too fucking big. Games have gotten too big.
If the game costs $70, which is what a normal game costs these days, and it's not going to surprise me if the game costs more than $70.
Oh, like Bank of America is like pushing hard, saying like if it's not $80, it could impact the U.S. economy and stuff.
So let's just say a basic, we'll take the $1 billion that it was said at 70
Mhm.
bucks a piece. To break even from that $1 billion, you need to sell 14.3 million copies before you start making money. And
Oh, that's also before marketing.
well, that's what I'm saying. This
Yeah.
is that's just the supposed $1 billion number of creating the game. Yeah,
Can't really fathom how they could need to market this game at this point. I
that's
mean,
thank you. That's my biggest question. Why did you do not? It's I've played this
they upload a trailer to YouTube and it's the most popular
yeah,
video of all time. Like,
like
so do you
I've
really
played
need to
that.
buy billboards?
I've played that Oreos Brennan Lee Mulligan video for our group chat like once every few months when we talk about something like this because it's the same idea.
Yeah.
Is the CEO of Oreo, and they're talking about how they're innovating cookies and stuff, and he's like, "Why are we innovating cookies? We created the perfect cookie. Like, what do we need a marketing budget for? You know what our marketing is? Walk down any cookie aisle in the world, and you see Oreos. That is
Yeah.
our advertising. Same with GTA. Literally, all you need to do, like you said, you just release the trailer. There you go. That's your marketing. People are going to share that ad nauseum for months and months and months. You're going to have your IGNs, you're going to have your GameSpots, you're going to have your independent gaming people, you're going to have
You
us.
literally
We're all talking about it.
Yeah, you define the entire genre. Nobody's going to say open world sandbox game when they could just say GTA clone.
Yeah.
Um,
Like, I just, I guess it's for the sake of this is how business is done, so we need to do it. But it genuinely makes no sense to me that I think I made a comment on Blue Sky when I think this article had come out where they were talking about, this summer the marketing cycle is going to start, and I essentially said like GTA 6 has been marketed for the last 13 years. People have been talking about it since GTA 5 came out. Like you don't need to do anything.
Several console generations have come and gone.
GTA 5 has been released for Xbox 360, Xbox One, Series X. Like it's on Switch. Did GTA 5 ever come to Switch 2? Probably
No
not.
idea.
But it's been released for everything. Like you said, 3 console generations. And GTA 5 supposedly there was going to be DLC that was released for it to do certain things, and then they pivoted because GTA Online is
Makes so much money.
which that's the only thing that like I'm thankful that I will probably play this when it goes on sale for $20 in a year and a half or whatever. Um, I have no desire to play this on day one because I don't know. Like I said, I'm a lot different than I was 13 years ago when GTA 5 came out, and I was super pumped to play it. Like I don't know. Like I'm so just confused as to just the marketing aspect. Why?
I mean, I want it.
Like,
I'm gonna play it. I had
oh,
a
I
great
will.
time with everything in the series, and
I just
hell, I might even, go away from my normal and pick up a physical copy day one down at the store because
I don't
God
know
knows
if
I'm
I
not
will.
pre-ordering
I just
anything. I can,
I
I'm at the point where it's like, hell, I've waited this long, I'll do it, and I'm sure that's the way a lot of people feel. And there's gonna be so much, it's what everybody's doing this week, and when it finally drops, I don't know if I'll be able to avoid it, but it's I don't know. It's too big and there's too much outsider dumb money involved. Too many
yeah.
damn cooks in the kitchen for sure. And if you didn't have Rockstar behind it, and Take-Two kind of saying leave us alone, our track record speaks for itself.
Mm-hmm.
It could be an even worse outcome, kind of thing. They may have already released it in a broken state because Wall Street said to. Um, it's worrisome, but at the same time, it speaks to it's just gotten too big, and you know the next Balatro could also be a massive money making hit, and
Not going to cost
little
$1
less,
billion.
yeah, a little less investment on the dev side. So it's an interesting time in the hobby, and I have no doubt that it will probably end up being the best selling game of all time. But I don't know if it ever happens again in the same way, is kind
Yeah.
of what I wanted to say, I think.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I think this is the end for this size of
It speaks
video
very
game.
much, yeah, it speaks to our previous conversation about dwindling returns kind of thing, because like how much more realism can you get? How much more open world can you get? How much more graphic fidelity can you push when you're talking about budgets in terms of billions and development in terms of decade. Just doesn't seem feasible.
No. So I'm curious to see what this marketing blitz looks like when summer starts. Like,
It'll be everywhere. It'll be everywhere because,
It
PR
already
firms are going
is.
to, but they're going to say, well, it's been so long that we need to remind people that it's really happening now. And blah, 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 blah. Plus, if history teaches us anything, people do have the memories of gnats. And if you're not someone following GTA 6 news, maybe you're out of the loop.
Yeah, I guess that, that's fair. But yeah, I think we're both on the same line of thinking that, yeah, this is the last gigantic game. I mean, there's going to
I'm
be
not
big
saying
games
there,
again. No, well,
yeah, there will
there's
be a
not going to be
GTA
anything
7.
at this level.
Yeah, yeah, it's
I
this
don't
type
know.
of
Like,
development cycle and budget. I can't see it happening again.
I don't know
can't
if
see
I will
investors
live to see
allowing it
GTA
again.
7.
You're right. that it took 40 years.
Yeah. So, I don't know, like, what I guess we'll have to talk about this again once GTA 6 comes out, but if it's anything like they're discussing what it's going to be, like, where the hell else is there to go? Like,
Nah, we're at
what else
endgame
is
level.
there to do? Yeah,
Yeah.
and that goes back to the last topic. Like, we're
Yeah.
at the end game for video games. Now we just need better stuff. We don't need prettier stuff. We just need fun games.
Love and
It's-
care. Yeah. That's why we love the indie world these days.
We need more Raccoon. We need more Luck Be a Landlord.
Yeah, more of those, less annual Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed releases that are just a restamping of the exact same shit.
I need another Slay the Spire.
That's what we need to get away from. Yeah. Well, you got one, so congratulations.
We did. Well, yeah. It's true. See, I'm getting what I want, so that's good. But you have anything else to say about GTA 6, or we beat that to death?
Beating it into a pulp.
All right, we've been going for a little while, and I know you took a pee break before we started. Do you need another pee break?
No, we're good, man.
All right, well, let's just power through because we don't have a whole lot left here anyway. We didn't assign each other anything when we were on vacation because what's the fun in that? Our assignment was to get home safe, which, no, hey,
Our assignment was to play pinball, which we did.
It's true.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished. So let's get into our, I guess, assignments for Backlog Buster Brothers. I guess we don't even really need the intro here because we're not even doing Backlog Buster.
Response to that. Do. Don't ever try and silence my intro ever again.
I wanted to see if it would work. It was worth a shot. So, Nick, I know you had a great idea. A quick reminder, we're at the end of our music month here. The month of May, we decided to do music properties, music movies, documentaries, concert, whatever, and then music-related video games. And since this is our last episode of May, Nick had an idea for the guys. And what is that, Nick?
Well, I thought about, I was looking through your backlog and I was like, I could assign you like Crypt of the Necromancer or something else that's like, music adjacent, rhythm-ish, And I decided, you know what, that's dumb. We did such a good job checking the boxes on Marathon and RV There Yet. I say that we use one of the nights this week to actually play Yarg or Clone Hero together, Mr. Wyatt, and use our purchased Woot Les Paul plastic guitars to do some rocking out, at least for a brief period one night this week for an hour.
I think that's a good idea.
You could even do it from the club, and I'll do it from home. I don't care.
Yeah, I could. Maybe I could get a few more people involved with the club and get an entire band.
I could virtually join your video game night. Whatever you
go.
need to make it happen, let me know, and I'll be there, because I want to try it, and I never have.
Yeah, well, today's Monday, right?
Today, oh yeah, we're on a holiday weekend, so we're totally upside down here.
So yeah, I think we can make that happen.
Tuesday, do it before Saturday.
Yeah, which I mean, I'm free if it's not Tuesday night, which is the video game night, which I'm not even sure what I'm hosting tomorrow. So it probably won't be tomorrow night, but I think I'm free Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we could definitely get an hour.
Let's do it.
And a half in of doing this.
Yeah.
So next week, listen to how Nick is going to be a sandbagger at rhythm games, and he's going to show how great he is and make me feel terrible. And
Wyatt's going to download all the Beastie Boys tracks and ask me to play guitar.
I mean, I already have them. If you want to go ahead. But yeah, so I guess let's just quickly wrap up our outro here, I suppose. So we decided after much discussion and input from friends that we're going to start a Patreon page, which is actually going to take over for the website that we originally had started. So now if you go to wedon'thaveityet.com, it'll bring you to our Patreon page where you can either join as a free member, which will give you access to our episodes. If I think, and Nick and I should have discussed this offline, but we'll probably do like several podcasts do. We usually have the stuff edited and ready to go before our release days on Wednesdays. I imagine if we get the stuff done early, we will probably just go ahead and release those early for our Patreon subscribers. We currently have a couple tiers that we're doing. We've got a nice $2 a month tier where if you would like to get a nice Patreon exclusive Wyatt's dad joke of the week, you can go ahead and pay us that. And obviously the other thing would be if you just subscribe to that tier, you will get access to early releases of the episodes. And if you want to give us $3 a month, which would be so amazing, you get access to our exclusive Patreon polls, which will essentially either be helping us vote on what our monthly topics will be for our Backlog Buster Brothers, or once we have the topics discussed, you can help us decide what movies and or games we will be experiencing.
Yeah, audience assignments is going to be a lot of fun, and I look forward to it.
I think it's going to be a nice way to get all of you guys involved with us. And
participation, yeah.
Yeah. We're also going to do some exclusive Patreon, I guess, blog posts. Either Nick and or I will be writing a monthly post on whatever topics we really decide for now. And we might evolve that in the future and do some writings on things that
we'll find our feet.
Want to hear about. Yeah. And lastly, if anyone out there has a business that they are looking to promote, if you would like to get that business out to dozens and dozens and dozens of people on the internet, for $80 a month, we will plug your business. Send us an ad copy. We will read you. Of course, we have every right to refuse if it's something that we would not feel comfortable promoting. But I know we're only offering 2 people a month at that tier. I know a lot of you are going to be fighting over that because this is a very it's a very untapped market. We don't have it yet fan club. So yeah, like I said, it really helps us out. Even if you want to just sign up as a free member,
I think Patreon exclusive giveaways should be prudent given the stack of stuff that's currently sitting in your recording room right?
Yeah, that I'm staring at right now, 2 giant boxes sitting above my head. So this is still, we just basically started this out. I will link to our first Patreon blog post that I had posted. If there's certain things
we don't have it yet.
Yeah. If there's certain things that you want to see or things that you think would be fun to add to, for rewards for Patreon members, let us know. Like we're figuring it out, and you're along for the ride with us. So I think
guide us, help us, tell us how we suck.
Please, you know what? I love hearing how I'm terrible at stuff. So if you want to tell me,
I don't mind at all. I'll be like, you guys do this a lot in the show, and it does kind of get on my nerves. Good. You guys suck. To know that. I need to know that. Yeah, I do.
So anyway, thank you everyone for listening. If you want to join our Patreon, sweet. If you don't want to, sweet. For Nick, I am Wyatt, and for Wyatt, this is Nick, and have a great week.
Love yous. Happy holiday Wednesday when you're listening to this after the weekend. Bye.